Fooled me. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Township Council meeting for April 25th, 2024. Will everyone please rise if you can and remain standing for a moment of personal reflection. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And thank you. Deputy Council Clerk Horace, would you please call roll and read our statement of adequate notice?
Councilman Bahal?
Here.
Councilman Wendell?
Here.
Councilwoman Winston?
Here.
Councilwoman Zimbicki? Council President McAvoy?
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the East Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and to the Asbury Park newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Thank you. Council, you have before you Resolution 24-130, adopting the meeting minutes from our 4/8/2024 meeting. May I have a motion to approve this? May I have a second?
Second.
Are there any need for corrections or clarifications from council? Deputy Clerk, please call roll.
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Council President McAvoy?
Yes. Council, you have a proclamation from the mayor's office declaring the month of May as National Water Safety Month. Councilman Behal, will you please read this into the record?
Yes, sir. Thank you. National Water Safety Month. Whereas the Township of East Brunswick recognizes the vital role that swimming and aquatic-related activities relate to good physical and mental health and enhance the quality of life for all people. And whereas residents understand the essential role that education regarding the topic of water safety plays in preventing drownings and recreational water-related injuries. And whereas residents are aware of the contribution by the recreational water industry as represented by organizations in the National Water Safety Month Coalition include developing safe swimming facilities, aquatic programs, home pools and spas, and related activities providing healthy places to recreate, learn and grow, build self-esteem, confidence, and sense of self-worth, all which contribute to the quality of life in our community. And whereas it is important to recognize the ongoing efforts and commitments to educate the people on pool and spa safety issues and initiatives by the pool, spa, water park, recreation, and parks industries, and whereas it's vitally important to communicate water safety rules and programs to families and individuals of all ages, whether owners of private pools, users of public swimming facilities, or visitors to water parks. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Mayor Brad Jacon, Mayor of Township of East Brunswick, along with Township Council and the Township Recreation and Parks Department, do hereby declare month of May as National Water Safety Month and do urge the residents of East Brunswick to support and promote its observance. Given under his hand and the Great Seal of the Township of East Brunswick this 25th day of April in the year 2024. Mayor Brad Jacon. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any comments from council? We're good? Mayor Cohn? I beg your pardon.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. I just want to remind the public that a couple years ago, we had a series of unfortunate incidences in the township related to drowning deaths. And one was the drowning death at Crystal Springs, and then a year later, it was followed by a string of three in a row. One was unfortunate loss of somebody in the municipal pond. That was followed by a family of three people, a grandfather, a daughter, and a granddaughter, all perished in a swimming pool because not one of them was able to swim. And then that was followed by a young kid at a party who, by the time they recognized the kid had disappeared, they found him at the bottom of a pool, unable to save him. And so the town embarked on and continues to embark on a massive effort to try to make sure that swimming lessons are provided to any citizen that wants one here in the township. Each summer, we have a program that we offer for, I think it's called the Great American, World's Largest Swimming Team, that comes out and offers free lessons that we often get covered by, very fortunate to have people donate to cover that. We have had water safety classes here in East Brunswick for years because of our Crystal Springs is well recognized throughout the state. And the county just recently announced that they are putting out, are offering money for grants for towns that are willing to also improve and offer these type of classes. I think it's up to $16,000 per township. One of our asks this year from the state, each year they ask if there's something that the township would want. That's how we've gotten grants for things such as the ice rink and for the expansion of the community arts center. This year our ask is to look to enclose one of the pools over at Crystal Springs so that we could make part of that park a full 12-month year-round park and allow our swim teams and people to swim, but in addition to provide the ability for people to continue to learn how to swim and to do so safely so that we could do whatever we can to prevent what I think in many instances are really preventable deaths. So I'm glad that this came across my desk. I'm hoping that you will approve this proclamation, but I really can't underscore how important it is. And in young people, that is unfortunately one of the number one causes of preventable deaths. So I think we need to just do our part.
Always on the cutting edge, Mayor Cohen, and proactive, and we appreciate that. The community surely does. Council, you have before you Resolution 24-131, recognizing Jennifer Stetson and Emma Chow's induction to the Municipal Safety Institute Leadership Academy. May I have a motion for approval?
Motion approved.
Second?
Second.
Let me have a roll call on this, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston? Yes. Council President McAvoy?
Yes, and we'll save comments for after I've finished it.
I was going to ask that you read it into the record.
Please
That-
go ahead.
thank you.
Private. Brian, is there something you can fix about this? We're still getting feedback. Okay. Just, we're missing. I'm gonna give it to you. You can see her in the office. We're good. We're good. Resolution recognizing Jennifer Stetson and Emma Chow's induction to the Municipal Safety Institute Leadership Academy. Whereas the Township of East Brunswick prides itself on its stellar employees and their dedication and desire to grow in the knowledge and experience in order to provide outstanding services to the community. Beautiful. Whereas the governing body recognizes the manager of Human Resources, Jennifer Stetson, and Human Resource Personal Assistant Emma Chow for their outstanding leadership development and for being inducted into the Municipal Safety Institute Leadership Academy. And whereas this 2-year program enhances leadership skills by offering in-depth managerial training to those enrolled. And whereas the mayor and the council could not be more proud to have such ambitious employees and applaud them for their hard work, dedication, and the effort in being inducted into the Municipal Safety Institute Leadership Academy. Now therefore be resolved by the mayor and the town council of the Township of East Brunswick that they applaud Jennifer Stetson and Emma Chow for their recent achievements and further recognize their ambition and exemplary characteristics as township employees through their hard work, their work ethic, their dedication, and their leadership. Signed, Brad Cohen, Mayor Brad Cohen, as well as all of the council. And the microphone is going to be yours. Say a few words, okay, please.
Say something? No? Okay. I haven't thought about it either. Just wanted to say thank you. Emma and I actually thoroughly enjoyed attending all these classes, and we appreciate the recognition. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate all the recognition. I was able to learn a lot throughout these past 2 years taking all these classes, so it was a great opportunity for me. Thank you.
Council? Mayor Cohen?
If you can wait till after the end of the meeting, we'd like to take some pictures with you and John with the water proclamation. I'd also like to add Emma in this. She's really only been an employee for 2 years, and we were lucky to get her in the academy because of her advanced college, her grades in college, and her commitment to this. She got into the program, and at the same time, she got a certificate in human resources. At the same time she was doing this program, and some of them were nights and weekends, and she's always open to learn and help the public and our employees. And actually a big part of being in the JIF is to avoid accidents. So I'd like to just thank both Jennifer and Emma for their commitment to the safety of our employees in the township, and they're always willing to take the classes. Another one we took today. So just from me, I appreciate it, and Emma also completing the HR certificate. I just wanted to make note of that.
That's great, really great.
Move to ordinance 24-05. Deputy Clerk, please read.
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick amending Chapter 209, Vehicles and Traffic of the revised general ordinances of the Township of East Brunswick.
Motion to adopt.
A second.
Second.
Mr. Crisculo, quick comment on this, please?
Yes, as we discussed 2 weeks ago, we've seen an increase.
Mike's off.
As I said 2 weeks ago, we've seen an increased amount of vehicles being parked in various township properties throughout the township, including the police lot and the range, the training center over at the police area, Crystal Springs, where there's just people all of a sudden, utilizing them as just their own personal parking areas. The JIF has recognized this in some other communities, and the police actually came to me and said, I think we need to do something about this. If there's a trip and fall in a lot, the liability is on us, and certainly the JIF doesn't want people parking in the lots unless they have official township business. And the police department came to me with the interest of doing this. I checked with the JIF, and they were naturally all for it and asked this to happen several years ago, and is happy that we're doing this.
Thank you. I'm going to open this up to the public. Does anyone from the public have anything to say with regard to ordinance 24-05?
Joseph Schmidt, Los Avenue, East Brunswick. I just have a question about clarification. You mentioned the Crystal Springs lot. May 5th, they're supposed to have the birding outing, and to go and look at birds around East Brunswick. Last last year they did in the people parking in the Crystal Springs parking lots, we could actually go into the forest area there, or for example, sometimes you go boating on the lake there. Is that, what do you mean, when,
That's
wait?
fine.
Yeah, so what is the ordinance change affecting in that sense if it's, you mentioned Crystal Springs property, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
People just leaving their cars there for days, parking overnight, when
Oh,
there's
so
not
it's
any
like-
activity,
it's not-
only when there's non-municipal activities at the place, people are just parking, feeling free to park anywhere they want.
Right, so someone can just park there and use the township areas, but then when they're done, they go and leave, you mean, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on this issue? Close the public portion. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Council President McAvoy?
Yes. Moving on to a reports section of the meeting, Mayor Cohn.
Thank you, Council President. As our business administrator just mentioned earlier and alluded to, we had a training today at the police shooting range where we were all taught as municipal employees active shooter training and how to handle an event such as that if it were ever, God forbid, to occur. That is a program that our police continue to offer not only to our own employees, but they offer it to houses of worship, they offer it to private organizations in the township, and they don't charge for it. It is a free service. We want people to be aware of what they need to do in the event that something unforeseen were to happen. And there are things that people could do. The schools, as much as we place a lot of emphasis on the schools in our township, our school board and the township's police department work together, and we have a pretty robust program. I will never say that that's a guarantee that nothing can ever happen, but they train regularly. They get fire drills, they get active shooters, they get lockdowns. They do that regularly. But what the police did admit to us today was that one of the areas in the townships that they have offered training, and it just seems that no one is taking them up on it, and it's the most frequent area of concern are houses of worship. And all of our houses of worship were given an opportunity to have the police come out and do that risk assessment, active shooter training, which I think is critical. Of all of them, we've got, I think, over 25 different houses of worship in East Brunswick. We're proud of that. 4 took them up on it. So I would encourage each of you, if you have contacts in the houses of worship that either you go to or friends go to, please contact them. We really want them to take advantage of a service that really could be critical. Other areas of concern, malls and open spaces, it's a little hard for us to do that there, but they would do it if asked. And then, of course, municipal government. As the chief was saying today, there's just a lot of political polarization and anxiety and anxiousness about government. We're targets. So that's why we've made it a priority to make sure that all of our employees, no matter what building they're in, have the type of training that they need, and their specific needs may be different based on what building they're located in, what area of town they're in. As you know, we have buildings that are dotted throughout the township. But the training is really something that we want to make sure everybody takes advantage of. And knowing today how risky it is in some of these houses of worship, I think we need to try to do our best to convince them to take advantage of a free service such as the one that our public safety officers are offering. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Cohn. Our business administrator, Mr. Crisculo.
Sure, just 2 items. I just wanted to just make people realize spring leaf bag pickup is now complete. If you have leaf bags, they have to be brought to the recycle center. So that was over the last 4 weeks, we did that. In absence of Councilwoman Zembecki, I feel compelled to mention something that's going on in our park system. We usually get a very good report from her. If you recall, about 4 or 5 months ago, the Recreation Department's team put together a grant application for the updating of Washington Heights Park. And that was completed this week, John, or last week? And it's a little pocket park over near the Mid-State Mall on a side street, heavily used. Like every time I've seen to go past it, there's always children enjoying it. So I was happy to say that's complete, and it looks great. And so I would invite the council and the public to go by there and see what some of the grant monies that we get from the state recreation grants, how we put it to work. That's all, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Criscuolo. Our attorney, Mr. Iacocca.
There's nothing to report at this time.
Thank you, sir. And our deputy clerk for township reports.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Council, anything? All is quiet. Okay. We'll move on to our public portion of the meeting. Deputy Clerk, will you please read our public comment statement?
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments in accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council. The council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his or her discretion, may choose to respond, not respond, or ask the administration to respond.
Is there anyone wishing to address the council president? Please.
John Roach, East Brunswick Recreation and Parks, 334 Dunham's Corner Road. I just wanted to thank Mayor, your administration, and the Town Council for declaring May as National Water Safety Month. Drowning is a leading cause of death amongst young people. I did want to make it known to the public that the township has committed a website page to water safety information for families to be able to access online. If you go to eastbrunswick.org/water safety, you'll be brought to our webpage that has all of this free information for you to use with your family to be able to plan your summer, to plan going on vacation, backyard pools, accessing recreational water facilities. It's just a great opportunity for people to take advantage of that water safety. June 20th is a Thursday. We will be hosting the world's largest swimming lesson again. That's a free 30-minute water safety swim lesson that any and all of the public are invited to attend. So thank you for recognizing and for helping us to get that message of water safety out.
Please.
Hey, Council. Tom Inglesani, Deerfield Road. What are the latest rumors about the mall? Is it being sold or is it sold?
We don't really comment on rumors, Mr. Ingressini.
Well, I heard
That
it's
one I don't
being
know.
sold or was sold. Same thing with the Monmouth Mall, that was sold. The other thing I have is the DMV. I went to the truck 2 weeks ago with my wife. She still can't get her real license. I went to New York, they got the marriage license, it says her name on it. The birth certificate has Rose instead of Roseanne. I mean, we went through this in 2001 after 9/11, and we had no problem getting a license then. All of a sudden, we have a problem with the license. I was talking to Stanley, his office, a few weeks ago, and again today, he's going to look into it, all right? And the other thing is, Tuesday, I received my water bill. $1,544.49. So I went down yesterday to the office over here. And what brought it to my attention around, I think it was March, when they came by to read the meter, the woman that read it says something's wrong because you would be getting a high bill, like $600, whatever it was. So she called up the meter department. They came down, changed the outside box, they brought it inside. That was around that time. Now, I get a bill for $1,544, and they give me this paper yesterday. I was estimated for the past year and a half. I mean, that's totally absurd. If you have a question, call me up, I'll give you a reader meeting. Then they called me back yesterday afternoon, and they asked me to read the number of the white box. It wasn't the number that they had on file. But what do I do with this $1,500 bill? I mean,
You're still going to have to make those phone calls to where you were making those phone calls to, and
no, to the office over here.
that's what okay, then you can walk in and.
She says I have to pay it. But, I mean, to be estimated for a year and a half, that's a little absurd.
Council President?
Please.
Clearly on the water bills, it is printed that it's an estimated bill. And there's, on the right-hand column, the second paragraph says, if this is an estimated bill, please go down there and get your numbers and come up and call the number and explain that you got an estimated bill. And they will then schedule somebody to come out. Well, they'll adjust the bill, first of all, if it needs to be adjusted. And then they'll schedule somebody in the meter division, not in the billing department, but to come out. They don't have your telephone number. They don't call people because they have estimated bills. There's a lot of people that have estimated bills. There's a lot of people that still haven't gotten their meter changed yet after sending out 6, 7 letters to people, and they just totally ignore it. I had a case today where there's basically 6 quarters of a person, similar case, clearly estimated bills, has a built-in pool, has a sprinkler system, and he was getting billed for the minimum, but it purely says on the bill, E, for estimate. And on the side, it says, call us to resolve the problem. So, Tom, on those bills, we don't call you, we're expecting you to call us when there's an estimate. It is clearly on the bill.
Why only did I get an estimate? My neighbors didn't.
Because something happened between the meter
All right,
and the radio that's on your particular house.
right.
So your neighbors, maybe they got their meters changed more recently and the radio system was working correctly. So it's a hardware device. You're a technical guy.
Right, I
You know
saw it.
wiring
I saw
as
it.
well. And the way that works is every time it clicks the 1,000 gallons, it ticks the radio up by 1. All you need is for that wire to be disconnected by a little bit when it's told to change, and it's not going to implement it. So,
What I found out when she came by, I think it was in March, around March 20th or something like that, as she's doing it, the wires will loose on the 3 terminals. So I figured that might have made a problem. But that could also cause it to jump and, arc and everything else, no?
no, it works on kinetic energy. There's no electric in that.
Oh.
You could come in, take a picture of your meter, come in and talk to Colleen Leroy, or I'd ask for Colleen Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
She will look at the account, but if you got 5 months of, 5 quarters
5 quarters.
of estimates, you are definitely going to be not billed enough. As my friend Dan Losak would say in the water policy meeting, I don't want to overbill you, I don't want to underbill you, I want to right bill you. And if it's an estimate, it's purely an estimate. It could be high, it could be low, and we have no control. We can't go into everybody's house and check the wires all the time. So call Colleen Leroy, she'll look at the account.
When I spoke to Shelby, I think, yesterday.
Yes,
and
that's
they called me
fine.
back, give the box number, and I gave the box number, it was the wrong number, because they replaced the box, they didn't know about it. They're not
Okay.
even using that national metering service no more. So I
Okay.
thought maybe it was a problem with the meter,
Call-
whatever.
Call and talk to Colleen, she'll verify everything for
They said
you.
They gave me the whole paper from up to 2002.
Yeah.
So I don't understand it either, but, I see estimated, that's what she showed me now, for the past 5 quarters.
Yeah, which was noted on your bill.
Yeah, well, with this bill, not on the last bill. This is the estimated bill she gave me from 2016. It goes all the way down to 2002.
Yeah, we can go all the way back,
Well,
and we know which ones were estimated and which ones weren't.
but the
And we
fact
also
is-
send a tremendous amount of letters out, and we get no response.
The thing is, when I get a bill, I just pay it automatically. And that's, I don't know if it's estimated or not, so.
But it says on the bill it's estimated.
Well, they showed me, but it's very hard to see where it said it. EST, I don't know what EST meant, now I know.
Okay.
Just to let you know, I mean, this is shocking, all right?
And
Like,
just to let you know, that was 6 minutes and 16 seconds, so I'll let you go, Mr. Ingrasini.
okay.
He wants a credit for me talking.
And 5 minutes is 5 minutes in my book. Anyone else from the public wishing to address Council President? Close the public portion. Before we move into the consent agenda and ask for anything that needs to be separated, Mr. Crisculo, would you comment on 24-135 and 24-140, as they are big dollar numbers, and I think the community deserves an explanation, because it's all positive.
Yes, 135 is a resolution authorizing a change with DMR for professional architectural services and permanently designed for the East Brunswick Township Community Arts Center. As we're getting further and further into this process of looking at the Community Arts Center, which we want to do, we're making changes to that design. This change order is coming out of the state grant that we've already received. And as you'll see at the next council meeting, we'll be getting another grant from the EDA for that facility as well. So that's coming out of there. A resolution 24-140, similar situation, it's for the Community Arts Center. This is for the design of the services of the Community Arts System sewer system. Now that system that facility is now on a septic tank. So as we're moving this to be a real state-of-the-art facility, we need to get that on the township sewer system. That too is coming out of the similar grant. So, and Keith and I are working on, for the next council meeting, the parking lot, which will also need design and stormwater management and everything, and permits done to the DEP, like this one will need. That will also be coming out of the grant. So you'll see that next council agenda. All grant funds.
President, if I may?
Please.
As far as the CME contract for the sanitary sewer design for the Community Arts Center, are we designing that deep enough to take gravity feed from Heavenly Farms so that we could eventually connect Heavenly Farms and get that off of septic?
I honestly do not know.
Well, if we're not doing that, we need to do that.
Okay, I'll check into it.
You know, I mean, if we can, they're close enough in proximity. If we can get,
Not
Yeah, they are.
really.
yeah, they are.
There's a stream in Poacher. Right,
Well, let's leave it at,
yeah.
we'll look
I'll
into
look into it.
My reasoning for bringing these two resolutions to the attention of the community was the dollar and cents that put those two together. You're talking about $300,000, and I want the community to know that's coming out of grant money and not out of your tax dollar. And that surely is a credit to Mr. Crisculo and Mayor Cohn. Therefore, may I have a motion to approve resolution? Oh, yes.
Until we have an answer on whether we can get gravity feed from Heavenly Farms to the Community Arts Center, I'd like to pull 140. Because if we're not designing that to take into account Heavenly Farms and a gravity feed sanitary system out of there to the pump station that we're installing, I just think it's poor judgment, you know. I mean, as Heavenly Farms is going to expand, as we're putting in a cricket field now, those bathrooms and kitchen facilities are going to get more and more use. And as such, we need to consider that if we're spending all this money on infrastructure for a pumping station at the Community Arts Center, we should be making it available to handle
But-
the adjacent, Heavenly
Councilman
Farms.
Wendell, like you just said, consider, why can't we move forward on this and then consider
Well, because
In
we're
the
not,
future.
we're going to then authorize the expense, but we're not going to get answers potentially in time. You know, we're going to move forward with
We're gonna
this,
move forward.
but we shouldn't move forward until we determine whether, maybe there's another $20,000 we need to add to this design to, you know, take into account.
And we can't cross that bridge when that bridge comes before, when that creek comes before us?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean,
But-
I'm of the school of
Listen,
thought.
I'm okay with approving this, but before we authorize design on anything, we should understand what the additional costs or pitfalls are, or roadblocks are to design this
But the
in an
gravity-
effort.
The gravity of the water is something that can be dealt in the future. I just don't see why
Well,
we
not,
want.
not if the pump station is not deep, not designed to be deep enough. If the pump station is not designed to be deep enough, we won't have,
Mayor Cohen?
We will also have issues with sewer service areas, which Heavenly Farms is not in the sewer service area. So we just went through the process to add the CAC because of the grant funds coming in.
Right.
Right, if you do that now, you gotta offer it to all the people that live along there, and not just Heavenly Farms. You can't just separate out Heavenly Farms and the Community Arts Center, and not everyone else that lives on,
two houses on that road.
well, one isn't
There's
finished.
Clark Farms and there's another house.
Just saying, I think it's gonna be a lot of money.
Well, I'd like to know. You know, I mean, if we're adding sewer services to, I mean, the Community Arts Center is in Heavenly Farms Park. If we're adding, you know, sewer services, you know, sanitation services, sanitary, why aren't we designing it for the entire facility? You know, at least understanding what the additional costs would be. You know, I think this is something that needs to be investigated. I mean, I've been involved with Heavenly Farms since we built it, and I remember when we put the septic system in there. It was only designed for a minimal amount of people. It has problems every now and again, and there's no ability to have a grease trap or anything else within that snack shack because we don't have sanitary, and the grease trap would then be discharging into the septic system, which isn't available. But it could do much better. You know, I'm not even saying that we connect it. I'm saying that we design for the depth of that pump station, that it could accept it at a certain later date.
And that's what I'm saying, at the later date.
Yeah, but the design needs to incorporate that, is what I'm getting
But
at.
that personally-
That's what you would like.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying, let's move, we have this staring at us in our faces,
And
and we
keep in
need to
mind
move,
that,
we need to move forward.
That now becomes a township expense, because
Yep.
that's not reasonable to say that we're going to put all of Heavenly Farms on the sewer system and take it out of a grant that was given to us specifically for the expansion of the Community Arts Center.
I'm not saying that we connect it all. I'm saying that we make sure that the design of this pump station can handle a gravity flow from the
That you
bathrooms.
could attach at a later date, but that shouldn't
That's it.
stop you from being able to.
What I'm getting
agree
at
on
is
this, right?
I want assurances that we're
We could
going to.
ask that and get that number for you, but I don't think it should inhibit you from voting on this.
I don't disagree with that, but what
Okay.
I'm getting at is I
get
just don't
that.
I don't want to miss the opportunity of something that may occur in the future. I mean, we've got a lot of land out there at Heavenly Farms. There could be an ability in the future that we need to connect the sanitary over there.
In
I
the
think
future.
getting that information is a
the
reasonable
future.
thing to do with what the cost is gonna be, but I just don't think that that should
I don't think
inhibit you from voting on this.
The cost shouldn't be impacted that greatly. This is a design-only contract. This is not an install contract.
No, it's just for the.
But what I'm getting at is we need to direct engineering and everybody else to make certain that we are designing it at a depth Because understand, this has to come, gravity flow from Heavenly Farms.
It's a pump up. We're going to
Well, no,
have to do.
no, we're putting in a pump to pump it to somewhere else.
Correct.
That pump goes into a pump station. What we need to understand is that we have enough, that the depth of that pump station is deep enough that we have enough ability to have a gravity flow feed from Heavenly Farms, so that we design it at deep enough depth,
Okay,
That's my only concern. I mean,
okay. I think
Right,
that's
as of right now, we're going to be moving forward on this resolution, and then we
I'd
can,
just like to hear something at the next meeting as an update to this,
fine. So can I have a motion to approve resolutions 24-132 through 24-132 through 142?
Motion to adopt.
And a second? Second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston? Yes. Council President McAvoy?
Yes. Ordinance of introduction, numbers 24-06, Deputy Clerk, can you please read?
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 75 of the Township's Uniform Construction Codes of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of East Brunswick.
Mr. Crisculo, any comment, please?
Yes, this is just to modify the fees for commercial properties when they come in for their certificate of occupancy. And then when it's sold, that the fee reflect the amount of work that's involved with said project.
Thank you. May I have a, did I get a motion? We'll get a motion on that one?
Motion to adopt.
And second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston? Yes. Council President McAvoy?
Yes, and we have a second ordinance for introduction, 2407. Deputy Clerk, please read.
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 209, Section 62, entitled Schedule 23, Speed Limits of the Code of the Township of East Brunswick to amend the speed limit on New Brunswick Avenue.
Move to adopt.
And a second?
Second.
Mr. Crisculo, quick comment on that one?
Yes, we're getting ready to begin work on New Brunswick area with the TTF funds that we're receiving
Nice.
from the state. And we also like to potentially put share the lane, bicycle lanes on there. And that's the feeling of reducing the speed limit from the 40. Section of it is 40, then it goes to 35. We like it to be 35, the entire length for the safety of the people that live there and the bicycle, future shared road bicycle lanes.
Great. May I have a motion for this?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston? Yes. Council President McAvoy?
Yes. For the good of the cause.
Oh, we got
No, there's another-
2408.
Ordinance.
I'm sorry. What? Oh, the bond ordinance?
Yes.
Yes.
Bond ordinance 24-08. Deputy Clerk, would you please read?
A bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $3,371,600, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,203,000 in bonds or to finance part of the cost thereof.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Mr. Crisculo?
These are all the projects and the equipment that the mayor and I have been working with the department heads and finance to get these capital projects going at this particular time. So we'd like to, as you know, the next meeting, we're going to hopefully approve our budget and go along with this. We'll have the bond ordinance, so any of the projects that have been approved by the mayor to improve facilities and vehicles and equipment, we can get going.
Call for motion yet? We did, just roll call?
Yeah.
Roll call?
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston? Yes. Council President McAvoy?
Yes. for the good of the cause.
Mr. President.
Please.
Just a reminder, on April 27th, East Brunswick Arts Coalition and United Daisies of New Jersey are celebrating biggest holy event, a festival of color, at Community Arts Center from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's a free event with a lot of free activities, fun activities like Bollywood Zumba session, Bollywood dance performances, color play area, and about a lot of food vendors. So please join them if possible to celebrate first holy event in East Brunswick. So,
Thank you, Councilman Behal. Anything else? Can I hear a motion for close? Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Good night.